Are you always dropping things? In this video, you'll learn 5 exercises to help finger clumsiness. Hey guys, I'm Michelle from Virtual Hand Care, and I'm gonna talk about the reasons why you might be dropping things out of your hand, but more importantly, what you can do about it. So the first reason is loss of sensation. If you notice you're fumbling and dropping things, it could just be that you can't feel those objects normally. Perhaps your fingers are a little numb and you just can't tell how much pressure you're putting on those objects, and therefore maybe it's a lighter pressure and therefore you are dropping them. Now, loss of sensation can be due to numerous conditions like neuropathies and diabetes, but also carpal tunnel can cause some numbness and tingling in your fingers and therefore cause you to drop items. So that brings me to our first exercise to help you stop finger clumsiness, and that is median nerve glides. Now keep in mind there are many different variations of median nerve glides, and I'm just going to share one with you today. If you're interested in learning more or these feel good for you, then you're going to want to check out my video here where I show you 2 more median nerve glides. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this on my left side, but you can do it on your right or left, or you can do it on both. So to start, you just rest that arm down at your side, and you're going to go ahead and turn your palm up, fingers open, and you're going to bend that elbow and bring fingers and thumb towards that shoulder. Then you want to spread those fingers open and thumb, bend that wrist back, and then you want to extend that elbow, bring that shoulder out, and continue that motion back behind you. And then relax. Let's do that one a little faster. So coming up, bringing those fingers and thumb out, wrist back, elbow straight and in front of you, and then continuing down at your side. Now to take that up a level, you can include the neck. So you can bend that elbow, fingers towards the shoulder, bring your ear to that shoulder, and then continue that motion, and then bring the head to the opposite side as you continue that motion. We'll go ahead and do that one a little faster as well. And of course, those should feel comfortable and not cause any kind of numbness or tingling. You would want to do about 5 to 10 repetitions of those once or twice a day. And the second reason why you might be fumbling around and dropping items is because of hand weakness. It can take a lot of strength, a lot of endurance to use your hands all day. And so therefore, maybe you notice a little bit of dropping items later in the evening after you've worked all day and maybe used your hands and they are just tired. And so that brings me to my second exercise, which is strengthening your hands with Putty. And I really like using Putty because there are so many different exercises you can use for your grip as well as your pinch strength. But a simple exercise to work on your hand strength is just to work on squeezing and gripping that putty all the way through your motion, and then manipulating that putty around and moving it, making sure all the fingers are squeezing, working on a little bit of that coordination at the same time. And so what you would want to do is you would want to set a timer for like 3 to 5 minutes, and I'll put a link below of where you can find Putty. Now, if you're liking these tips so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Now, my third reason goes hand in hand with my reason number 2. Get it? Hand in hand. And that is loss of thumb strength and stability. 40 to 50% of our hand use is our thumbs. And without strength and stability of our thumbs, it definitely can contribute to dropping items, especially if the tasks you're noticing are requiring a lot of pinch or sustained holds with the thumbs, such as picking up a heavy pan. And so that takes me to my third exercise, which is thumb strengthening exercises with a ball. You can use a tennis ball or a therapy ball. To do this exercise, you're gonna grasp the ball and first start with your thumb on the side of the ball. Then what you want to do is you want to slide your thumb across that ball, and this contracts 2 key stabilizers of your thumb, your opponent's pollicis and your abductor pollicis muscle. So when you slide your thumb, you want to feel this muscle contract. So you slide that thumb across, Then the second part of that exercise, you want to bring both your index finger and your middle finger straight. And as you can see, that contracts this muscle right here, which is your first dorsal interossei muscle, which inserts down here at the base of the thumb. It's another key stabilizer of the thumb. And then you would relax down and you can bring your thumb back to the side. So again, to do that exercise, slide your thumb around, really making sure you're getting a good contraction of your thumb muscles here, and then straighten that index and middle finger straight, making sure you're getting a good contraction on this side then too. And relax. And then you would want to go ahead and do that exercise 10 times, 1 or 2 times a day. Now, my reason number 4 why you might be fumbling or dropping items is because of weak wrists. It might not actually be your thumb, your fingers that are causing a lot of the problem. It could be that you can hang on to those items with your fingers or thumb, but you can't sustain that hold because your wrist, maybe your arm is weak. And so my exercise number 4 is increasing your wrist stability with wrist isometric exercises. So in order to know maybe what kind of wrist isometric exercises you need, you'll want to evaluate the position of your hand or arm when you notice you're dropping or fumbling items. Is it when your hand is palm up? Well, then let's do some wrist isometric exercises with the palm up. Is it when you're palm down and you're picking up objects like that? Well, let's apply some isometric resistance with your palm down. So as you can see, there's several different ways that you can apply that resistance. But a good way to start is just to keep that elbow at your side. Go ahead and you can lightly curl the hand, or you can leave the fingers open, but I'm gonna go ahead and curl my fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and rotate my hand down. So you wanna take your other hand and you're going to apply some pressure down as that arm and wrist is gonna resist that movement. So we're gonna go ahead and apply pressure down and hold a few seconds and relax, and hold a few seconds and relax, and hold a few seconds and relax. And like I said, you can also do this with the fingers open if you want, but to truly isolate the wrist, you want your fingers curled. Good. And then another variation is for radial deviation, and that's where you're in a thumbs up position. So again, using your other hand, applying some resistance down, holding that, and relax. Again, resist and relax and resist and relax. And then again, you can do this palm up. So again, apply some pressure down and relax and feel that contraction into the arm and relax and apply a little pressure. And as you can see, this works the whole arm, and relax. Now, if you're looking for a wrist isometric follow along routine, I do have a video I will link here where I go into more repetitions and more wrist isometric exercises. So do check that one out after this video. And finally, reason number 5 is proprioception. Proprioception is knowing where your body is in space. And in this case, it's knowing where your fingers are in relation to whatever it is, the object that you're holding, and how hard you're holding it, how much pressure you're putting on those objects. It's knowing how far to reach, how far to move. So many things encompass that sense of proprioception and knowing where our hands and fingers and our body is in our environment. It's knowing the exact motion you need to pick up a chip and be able to put that right in your mouth. If you didn't have that, your chip would be on top of your head perhaps. But on a smaller scale, you may be fumbling and dropping items because you're not getting that sense of where the objects are and how quickly to adjust your fingers as the task changes. And so exercise number 5 is a ball toss proprioception exercise. You can use a ball, you can use keys, you can use a pencil, a highlighter, whatever you can toss up in the air and catch, you can use. And you can start by just simply tossing the object up in the air and catching it. If you have a ball, you can work on bouncing that ball. You can work on increasing the speed. You can close your eyes. You can do so many types of proprioceptive exercises that can increase the awareness of where your fingers are in space and where they are with holding on to those objects, so you can get a better sense of your hands on those objects so you don't drop things anymore. Now, keep in mind, this may take a few weeks of doing these exercises pretty consistently in order for you to notice improvements in keeping items in your hands and off the floor. Make sure you comment below to let me and others know whether these tips helped you. Now, if you found this video helpful, do please give it a like and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching.